Hello Standard 7 children, this is Roslyn Madam, and today we'll start with our first chapter of civics, that is the Constitution of India. So first we will see what is Constitution. So to know the meaning of this word, come to page 100 and see this box here. The Constitution of a country is a set of written rules that are accepted by all people living together in a country. Constitution is the supreme law that determines the relationship among people living in a territory called citizens, and also the relationship between the people and the government. So this is the definition of Constitution. In short, you can say the Constitution is a supreme law for any country, and every citizen living in that country had to follow these rules and regulations, the laws written in the Constitution. Even the government of that country also follows the laws written in the Constitution. So let's start with the chapter, the Constitution of India. We know in a democracy, people are free to choose their government. But do you think they are free to do whatever they like? There are certain basic rules that the citizens and the government have to follow. All such rules together are called Constitution. So, when our country got independence in 1947, the condition was very difficult that time, because we got our independence after 200 years of rule by British. Then there was partition of India into India and Pakistan, and in those circumstances, India has to write the Constitution of India, which will contain all the rules, regulations and laws to be followed. And we also know that India is a diverse, huge country, and so this task of writing the Constitution for India was even more difficult. And to write the Constitution of India, a group of people were elected. This group was called Constituent Assembly, and this group of people, or the Constituent Assembly, was given the task of writing the Constitution for free India. See here, our Constitution was framed by an assembly of elected representatives called Constituent Assembly. Next, its composition, that means how many members were there in this Constituent Assembly. There were 389 members, and the strength of the Constituent Assembly got reduced to 308 members after the partition, that is partition of India into India and Pakistan. Now, who were elected to form these Constituent Assembly? See here, great men and women from different communities were entrusted with the momentous task of drafting the Constitution of free India. They came to the Constituent Assembly from all parts of the country, making it a miniature India. And here you can see that the Constituent Assembly constituted of political members belonging to different political parties like Jawaharlal Nehru, Rajendra Prasad, Sardar Patel, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and then there were members from scheduled caste as well. Then Anglo-Indian community was represented by Frank Anthony, and Parsis were represented by H.P. Modi. And then there were some constitutional experts like Aladi Krishna Swamy Iyer, then B.R. Ambedkar, and then some women members were also there like Sarojini Naidu and Vijayalakshmi Pandit. So after all the members were elected, the work of Constituent Assembly started? Here, the Constituent Assembly started its work on 9th December 1946 with Dr. Sachidananda as its interim president. 2 days later, on 11th December 1946, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the president of the Constituent Assembly. Then drafting committee. The Constituent Assembly appointed 14 committees and 4 subcommittees to examine different aspects. Of these committees, the most important was the drafting committee appointed on 29th August 1947, and the chairman of this committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Then passage of Constitution, how it was made ready. Each article of the draft Constitution or the rough work of the Constitution was discussed and fully debated in the Constituent Assembly. The Constitution was adopted and enacted on 26 November 1949 when it received the assent of the President of the Constituent Assembly, that is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. And finally a date was decided, and on that day it was enforced, and that day is 26 January 1950, which is celebrated as the Republic Day. Next, preamble. Come to next page, page 102. You can see this is the preamble of our Constitution, and here you can see so many words are written like sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. So all these words are meaningful words, and they explain our country. How is India? Each word stands for the meaning which describes India. Now, what is preamble? The preamble contains the ideals and basic principles of Indian Constitution. The preamble is not a part of the Constitution, but it has been described as the key of the Constitution. Preamble serves as a guiding light for the Constitution. See this paragraph. So, till 1976, the preamble of our Constitution was unchanged. But in 1976, these words were added. Socialist, secular, unity and integrity of the nation were added. Now children, one very important question which comes in our mind is why 26 January was selected as the date for enforcement of our Constitution. So there is a historical background for this date. So when India's freedom struggle was going on against the British on January 26, 1930, the Congress party has already given the demand of Purna Swaraj, that means complete independence. And on that day from 1930, before we got our independence, 26 January was celebrated as the Independence Day all over India. But later on we got our independence on 15 August 1947. So that day, 26 January, was adopted as Republic Day for our country. So children, in first part we'll complete up to here and we'll mark some of the answers. First question, define Constitution. This answer you'll write from page number 100. The Constitution of a country is a set of written rules that are accepted by all people living together in a country. Constitution is the supreme law that determines the relationship among people living in a territory and also the relationship between people and the government. Next, what is Constituent Assembly? For this answer, come to page 99. Mark from here. Our constitution was framed by an assembly of elected representatives called Constituent Assembly. Next, how many members were there in the Constituent Assembly? Again, come to page 99. Its composition, first line. There were 389 members and the strength of the Constituent Assembly got reduced to 308 members after the partition. Next, name any 4 members of the Constituent Assembly. To name the members, come to page 100. You can write any name, any 4 names from here. Next, who represented the Anglo-Indian community in the Constituent Assembly? Answer will be Frank Anthony. Next, who represented the Parsis in the Constituent Assembly? H.P. Modi. Question 7. Who was the President of the Constituent Assembly? Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Next, who was the Chairman of the Drafting Committee? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Next, why was the Constitution enforced on 26th January? For this answer, come to page 101. This note, you will write full answer from here. Next, question 10. Define universal adult franchise. Come to page 103. Mark from here. Every citizen of India who is at least 18 years of age can be a voter to elect the representatives of the parliament and the state legislature. Up to here. Next, Indian Constitution is both rigid and flexible. Justify by giving an example. For this, come to page 104. Mark this answer from 4th point, 3rd line. Some articles, you will add here, some articles of the Constitution can be amended by a simple majority vote in the Parliament, but some other articles can be amended by 2/3 majority in both houses of the Parliament. Next, define federalism. Page 104. You will write from page 104 federal features. In federal government or federalism, there are 2 sets of government, that is the union government and the state government. The Constitution specifies to both the sets of government clearly mark the area of functioning. Up to here. Last question 13. Name the apex court in India. The answer will be Supreme Court. Thank you.